Hello, this is Christian from the Floating Minds podcast. I want to say thank you first. Secondly, I want to give you a little bit of a warning. We joke a lot on the podcast. We're going to say some outlandish things you've never heard us say before. I just want to preface, it's all a joke. But if you need any warnings, you can check the description to see content warnings there.
To the Floating Minds. Thank you for having us on your screens, on your phones, on your TVs, and in your cars. We are the Floating Minds. I am here with my right-hand man, excuse me, not mine, with the right-hand man, Mr.
Oh shit, Teros, how you doing, people? Teros for real.
Nigga, name tag.
My main man over there,
I'm Christian.
and my...
What's up, man? This is Elijah Cozart, formerly known as Cozy, aka the ugly sex symbol. You dig what I'm saying? How are you?
And this is the Floating Minds podcast. Thank you for joining us. Gentlemen.
Who are you?
Oh, excuse me. You're right. I am...
You don't know who he is?
Who am I?
We on fire.
Mr. Incognito.
Who am I? No, I am Ryder Webb, a.k.a. the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
I am glad to be here with you guys, and I'm so glad you guys are here.
We also got
And our man-
the realest nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Well, debatable.
Excuse
Debatable.
me. One of
Yeah.
a fifth of the realest of a man. Light skin hands.
Mr. Light Skin Hands on the board, pushing the buttons.
Yes, actually.
He's only hands. He's not an actual person. No, I'm joking. He's a full person. I'm sorry. I
Y'all
meant no
won't be
disrespect.
able to see him though. Come on.
Facts.
Come on.
But he is here,
More
and
for us.
he has an opinion and rights.
Definitely.
He has an
Niggas
opinion
can't
and
show
rights.
love. I just like having an upper hand on niggas.
Nah.
Upper
And
hand.
I will say, he
We're on
is
fire.
one of the sauciest niggas we have. Cause he stays with a fit on, and he's real quiet and he's funny.
Quick ranking. Everyone, quick ranking. Your top 3 best dressed on the pod. Quick ranking.
I'm bottom. I don't dress.
I think me and Tay are duking it out for third. I don't know.
I think I got third.
Who's second, nigga?
Well, I don't know.
I got third.
I might could fight for second or third.
You are definitely second, nigga.
I might could fight for second. I might could scrap it out. It depends. Are we doing athleisure or are we putting that shit on?
When you
that's-
put
it's
that
different.
shit.
It's
I mean, that's different for you.
Nobody said Christian.
You don't put that shit on at all. I was
that shit
2 in
on.
his head.
Nah. You said him too?
I said I could duke it out for 3, but then I had to assess the room a little bit better. I got to give myself a little more credit these days. You know what I'm saying? So
These days.
I might could step on 3, but 2 I could do.
solid
Yeah,
3.
light skin hands might. He
I'm definitely over Tay.
What you mean?
No doubt over Tay.
Nah, it depends on the
Tay,
day.
you wait until I show up to put
Oh
on
my
your
God.
pod outfit.
Man, he
there we
inspired
go.
you?
Yeah,
He
there we
inspired
go.
you?
No.
There we go. I got sons
It
all
does
over the
look
world.
very inspirational.
I got
over
sons
here.
all over the
Like,
world.
that nigga said black top with the colorful shorts. Let's do it.
Yeah. As soon as I walked in, Tay dapped me up, ran to his room.
Nah,
So
let me tell you,
let
I
me
had-
switch this up.
My boy J. Cole hit me up and he sent me these and I was
Excuse
like,
me?
yo, Jermaine, he was like, yo, where are these from? I was like,
Jermaine Cole?
yeah.
All right, the real is back. The drip. Yeah.
Mr. Nice Watch?
Yeah, man.
It's easily the worst song ever made. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a
Nah,
crazy,
yeah, that's crazy.
place to stand on.
Crazy
I almost
statement.
called your boy, who looks incredibly like J. Cole, and I know you watch the pod because you said that during field day, so I apologize again for being one of those guys. But your man London looked like J. Cole.
It look just like him.
Looked just
Every
like.
time I see him. Every
Y'all
time I
remember
see
at
him.
field day, the man who
yeah,
looked
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Londo,
Jermaine Cole?
hell
Yeah. He was
Right.
like, we were sitting, and someone called him J. Cole, and he leans over and he's like,
If I hear that one more
I
time,
just don't want people to call me J. Cole anymore. So again, I'm so
gonna
sorry,
cut my hair.
but you look like him. Y'all,
hey,
But
you're-
with
you're
that,
a good guy.
But with that, shout out that nigga Lennon because he has fire music
He's
on God,
so talented.
on God.
that you guys
talented.
need to really check out because the nigga just poofed up some shit like, oh man, this is what I've been cooking on. Like it's some crazy shit, like it's some wild shit. This nigga really can go hard.
Nigga crazy, bro.
Pause.
That nigga crazy.
This is
Same
okay.
here.
It was like,
half of the things we say, like
We're a
They're
group. We're a
pause-worthy.
group. No, we're a group of loving men who are in touch with their emotional side. So I think it's okay to say a man goes hard.
Pause.
A man can go hard.
So what's on the docket, Doc? Front row.
Well, before we get too far in, as Sim opened up, thank y'all for coming. But I want to spotlight y'all. This is our first official episode.
The first.
So first off, just one more time, gratitude for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's incredible to share this space with y'all. But we want to talk about why you guys tuned in, why you care about the people who are here. So I think everyone, in my opinion, crazy talented individuals, people who view the world in a funny way. But I don't want to speak for y'all. So whoever thinks they have the greatest intro to themselves, go last.
I'm muting up.
Look at him.
I can go first. No, I'm just kidding. Go, whoever.
Shoot, I'll be short and sweet. I'm a goddamn Tay Rose for real. You feel me? On Instagram, Twitter, all of that. You feel me? Goddamn. What I do? I make videos. Producer, photographer, all of that. Goddamn it. If you need a goddamn podcast, documentary, commercial, photo shoot, hit a nigga up. Hit the DM. No, don't hit DM. Hit the website because it was a little bit more better for me. But hell yeah,
I bet.
That's me.
I bet. No, because each of these guys are going to forget something to say about themselves. So I will tackle it.
Try me. I'm arrogant.
Tay Rose of Tay Rose Productions also want to spotlight his skill set sitting around music video production.
I'm all right.
He's got a couple of videos out right now.
Hey, yeah, shout out to that boy Tease.
Come on. So please go tap in with those people, see who he is supporting. And this space, this production is co-partnered by Tay Rose Productions as well as Light Skin Hands. So this is us being here, us sounding like that, us looking like this in the camera is all to the Most High and then my mother. But also then Tay Rose.
Hey, you need a podcast? Hit a nigga up. Who next?
Okay, well.
Nigga gotta get some money.
Like I said with my introduction, I am a writer, but I am not just any old writer. I write reality. That is my genre. I tend to write scripts. I tend to write poetry. I am akin to playing a little guitar. And sometimes I portray the reality I would like to live in. I'm an actor. So I'm an artist in those facets. I also tend to direct. And so I would like to call myself, and I am, a writer, director, actor. That's who I am.
Big. I
Round
knew
of
who was going to
applause.
forget this as well. Sim, was there anything you acted in recently that got put up for awards, nominations for awards?
Yeah, I played
one
a
award.
bit part. I played a bit part in a little diddly called Things We Like. It was submitted to a film festival, multiple film festivals, and it was won a placement in the I'm losing it right now, but it was a Canadian film festival. Pretty big deal.
Yeah. My
Award
nigga
winner.
global. My
Award
nigga
winner.
global. You know what I'm
Award
saying?
winner
International.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm pretty proud of myself, but not just proud of me. I'm proud of the director.
of the short.
Yes, who at once was my young nigga, not my young nigga no more.
Beautiful.
Hey guys.
That's that nigga.
Hey man. My name is Elijah Cozart, formerly known as Cozy, aka the ugly sex symbol, soulful side nigga. That nigga that be chilling. Birkenstock boy. Your grandmama favorite.
That's so
That
him.
nigga she told you not to worry about. AKA my nephew's drunk uncle. AKA one too many nicknames. And I am a songwriter, singer, rapper, entertainer, comedian. It's too pussy to get on stage right now. And yeah, man, just like my guy Sim said, I write reality. I take my emotions and put them into words for everybody else that cannot. And I use music as my medium to connect with people and also, just tell stories that people are too afraid to breach upon. And yeah, just have fun doing it.
Ooh, you're lucky I can't air your business. Cozy is, or the artist Elijah Cozart,
What is this? Thug Notes?
has a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff coming. A lot of good stuff present. So tap in with him on Spotify. We're gonna put up a one pager eventually, but the artist Elijah Cozart, and then me, I am the normal on the couch. I am here.
funny.
I am here to provide
Numbers guy.
all of. I can't be the numbers guy. I'm here to provide all of my creative friends an outlet to talk about the world of and how they view it here in this space, and to serve as a assistant mouthpiece for whatever they're thinking or feeling. With that, excited to
He's
talk with
also a professional athlete.
I'm chilling.
Not too much on
He
that.
plays.
So yeah, I think what you all to walk away with after these intros, because this is the last time y'all are going to hear us introduce ourselves like that again. We are excited to talk about how we navigate the world, talk about what it is to be young Black creatives in Atlanta, how to be creatives in general, how to be men living in this world, men with a capital N for, well, I can't make a menace joke this story. It's all a joke too. But just how we navigate the world in a space, in a forum that makes it more comfortable for you all to engage with us. So
Men with a capital N meaning nigga.
You know what? I was thinking it. I'm glad you said it. Give me a high five. Looking at
Not only are we men, we're nigga men. Ain't glad.
nigga man is nuts.
no, that is crazy. All right. So with all that being said, you know what we're all here to talk about, the real world. Suki and YK Osiris.
Oh my god, what a way to start. Oh my god, what a way to start.
With Suki and YK Osiris.
I don't know who the young lady is, but that's the bruh man with Drake. He was weird. And he tried
It's
to
the
kiss
nigga that
one
owe
girl.
everybody money and that needs help.
He's the man that he went viral, I would say like 8 months ago, for doing the ice bucket challenge.
In the trash can.
Like 4 years after the ice bucket challenge stopped being popular. Dunked himself in.
He like one of them niggas that got money, a weird nigga that got money and wasn't supposed to get money type shit.
Like Loki.
He's an example of a nigga that's not used to the fame and popularity that he received.
Yeah.
I could give you the world, baby girl.
That shit was hard though.
I
I was seeing that shit in the shower going crazy.
Nah, cause it's funny y'all say that because somebody texted me and asked me my opinion on it. She was like, "Yeah, you heard about Suki and that YK whatever his name is." I was like, first, you know who the nigga is. You know who the nigga is. Like, he did some bullshit, but like he had one of the ones. Like
Yeah.
for that year in music, his name's in the history book. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, gross nigga.
It just gives more fuel to the fire of like the people who believe in I hate men, you know?
Yeah.
Which, you know, is garnered and valid for those who have suffered trauma by the hands of men.
Yeah.
You know, and I just hope that further down the line we can
Jump people like that.
why can't we be friends? Why
you know,
can't we
it's funny
be
you say that
friends?
because in the clip of him, so what happened was Suki was commentating at one of the celebrity basketball leagues alongside Lil Duval. What's
Funny Marco.
Funny Marco. I forgot who the guy on the end was, but
It's okay.
essentially YK Osiris walked up and began to casually and playfully flirt with Suki, and he took it way too far. It's one thing to joke and to hint, but when you kind of pop somebody's personal space bubble, it begins to get weird. What I saw a lot of was people bashing the men alongside Suki for not stepping in. And rightfully so, we do have to take accountability and kind of stand in when somebody is doing some fuck shit around us. But in watching that video, if anybody, Funny Marco was probably just as uncomfortable as Suki. And sometimes when you're in a space where you got to kind of keep it professional, it does not look like he knew what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He looked like he was genuinely shocked and thought the joke was just going a little too far, because every time you saw him, he was like looking at the cameras that was on it like, this nigga for real? So it's like, I understand we do have to hold our fellow male accountable for doing some fuck shit, but you got to cut sometimes you got to cut some people some slack. Like sometimes
Not
you in a
YK
space,
Osiris, but
not YK Osiris, but sometimes niggas be genuinely caught off guard. And when you're
Sure.
caught off guard, sometimes you don't act how you think you would act when you're in that situation.
Yeah. with little to no preparedness.
Yeah, so I think that's probably the only unfair part about it. Everybody else, in YK Osiris, you got to deal with that L. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do feel bad for Suki though, with the I wouldn't say constant harassment. I don't know. Maybe she does face constant harassment, but there, on my Twitter, I have seen more interviews where men have been just uncomfortable, not uncomfortable with her,
that nigga
but towards her.
was foaming at the mouth.
That was disgusting.
Oh my God.
It's just like, can you just let a person be?
I've never been the pick me ass nigga to go on Twitter and be like, oh, Queens, I'm so sorry on behalf of my gender and all that little suck ass shit. But some of these niggas need prison.
No.
Yeah, no.
What that nigga Umar said, some of these niggas need to die.
Yeah.
Like these niggas is doing a lot. Like one is already I think you goofy if you lead talking to a lady with trying to give them head anyway.
Yeah.
I think anything sexual between you and a woman, she should initiate. But leading with, let me stick my nose in it.
It was what? There's another clip of a man who I don't even feel comfortable saying his name.
I don't even know who this nigga is.
Random, but older, which is part of. I have a topic here of horny old heads, but he was like an older dude who was talking to Suki, and there have been moments, probably all of us have seen it, where someone obviously isn't too into the other person, but the person is in like this delusion where they're like, oh, they're into me because they're trying to be like non-respondent. Suki is doing her job. She's interviewing. She's and then this guy has fully turned his body. He's looking at her. He's like, I want to put my nose all up in everywhere. I want to sniff you. I want to lick you. So he's like, no, I don't. And he's like, no, I know what no means for a woman like you.
Right.
You finally met your match. And she's like, no, stop it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that is just like, it's part of those scenarios where you're like, I don't know how to react, but while you're watching through your phone, you're like, somebody needs to get up and just like punch this guy in his face.
Right. Yeah.
Someone has to get up and be like, you know what? Come outside real quick. Come on, cut the cameras real quick.
Yeah.
Cut the cameras. Come outside real quick. And then you come back and someone has a bloody nose and someone's usher.
Like that dude that they were on, it was some sports show. Dude was like, oh, that's not the text your wife sent me. And the niggas came back from commercial break. And that nigga seat was empty and that nigga came back fixing his suit. Sometimes it takes some of that because you niggas be wilding. Like,
Yeah, people be popping off in the mouth, and I just don't understand like why there is a precedent for people to treat other people with that level of I know you when you don't know you. You don't know that.
media.
it's not just social media. And I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. Unfortunately, rappers specifically don't have the luxury of solely entertaining. They are seen as their brand on and off the court, right? So you make a song and it's assumed that that's who you are rather than just making a song for entertainment for whatever that song's purpose is.
Fact.
It's just, and it's oftentimes why we attribute, let's take it off the sexual assault. We can all agree that sexual assault is wrong, inappropriate, should never happen.
Right.
We can also agree the same that murder should never happen and robbery should never happen.
Yes.
But when we look at people in the situation like, let's say, a King Von or a Takeoff or someone else, ooh, I'm about to take a step. And when we get there, everybody just acknowledge it and we can move right on. But when King Von was slain, R.I.P., people would often go back to the topicality in his music and ultimately lean on the ideology that sometimes what you put out in one way or another will make its way back to you. With that being said, I need all of you intelligent gentlemen to apply it to said situation.
No, I understand where you're going.
And we can move right along.
I see where you're going. I've seen that take on Twitter and people like jumping on the person who has that take wholeheartedly and going, no, you don't know what consent is. You don't know. And I just think to myself, it's like, well, hey, I understand not both sides, but I understand what they're getting at.
Right.
Is that, you know,
I'm sorry. But I'm saying even if somebody goes on to disagree with that, it's almost impossible to not acknowledge the point that's being made.
right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think that,
If you go to war, you
hard
have
to
to
round
be.
that one out. It's hard to round it out.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I mean, it's like it comes into the conversation of what do you think you're signing up for, right? It's
Big. Okay.
if you go to, if you're an 18-year-old in high school, you're about to graduate, and a recruiter comes to you and is like, I can give you a house, I can give you a car, I can give you a wife, I can give you kids, and all you have to do is sign this little piece of paper. It's like, as that person, am I signing up for this life? But what is this life entailing? And that's what we have to perceive what Suki went through. Is like, when she signed up for this life, did she sign up for this? Obviously, the answer is no. We don't want her to go through this. Right. But is this a fact of life, or is this what we want? Like, there's a difference between what happens and what we want to happen.
Yeah, fuck all the politics. YK Osiris, gross, disgusting,
very gross.
Yeah, Suki, that sucks that has happened to someone with that platform, but it also happens consistently without people with that platform. So
you niggas should
learn how to talk to women, touch grass.
Yeah,
maybe have some female friends, and then bounce ideas off of them. Say, hey,
I challenge all of you niggas to just speak to a woman that you're not sexually attracted to, or even one that you are,
big,
and just have a conversation about simple shit. Like, everybody hates small talk, but tell her, it's unseasonably cool out here today. Like, just talk to women. Like,
what's your small talk bag? When it's small talk time, what are you saying?
I was about to say a B word. I usually ask a woman.
Just in general.
Like, I usually, first small talk is like they sign. Usually, like, what's your sign? Like, how we?
What does that mean?
So you can come off earthy. You want to come off earthy?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We down to earth. You feel me? We having that touchy conversation. It's like back in the day. Like, you flirt with them, but you're not really flirting with them. Like, you just give them your attention. That's really flirting.
I hate putting the spotlight on Tay-Rose.
Hey, man.
I hate it.
No, I did want to give a little take on that. On Brumman Nasty, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, I feel like his type of nigga, well, the type of nigga he's the type of nigga to pay for
pussy.
Wants.
Yeah.
And that was just the pussy he couldn't afford that day kind of thing.
I wouldn't say he couldn't afford it. I would say that because he's paying, it's kind of like when you're in department stores or in retail. Just because they're a paying customer, they're entitled to whatever the fuck they want in that store.
Okay.
So he carried himself as though, I got 60 bands on me if that's what it takes. So I'm gonna just talk to you like I'm purchasing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So you're not wrong.
And I feel like that brings us, if we can't talk about it, that boy Zion, if y'all seen that, with Maura Mills.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. Go ahead.
So, like, Slick, same thing. he got a bigger bag, and goddamn, he paid for what he wanted. Yeah. So, like,
please stop laughing at this young man.
I ain't gonna cap, boys.
Well, no, wait. Before you say what you're about to say,
I'm gonna pay a little bit more than what he did.
All right, and you said it anyway.
for her though, specifically for Mariah Mills?
Not for her.
Oh,
anybody else?
Anybody else?
Not anybody, but for certain individuals, we're gonna sign an NDA. I do want to ask that. Did they not sign an NDA?
Couldn't have. That nigga's out here.
But I mean, hey,
going with the wind.
She like damn near 40 or something like that, and he like 22. So it's like, yo, she put that thing on him, and bro, she like 30.
She grown.
She grown. And bro, man, Zion Williams is 22, bro.
I just feel like if these were regular people and if Zion was a regular person,
wouldn't be a story.
She's famous.
She's famous?
She is famous.
If these were regular people, she would not have this. Like, I can't imagine being a grown ass woman, damn near 40, just ruining their own personal image over a fucking 22-year-old.
She did send out like 100+ tweets at this nigga.
Yeah,
she was
wild though.
Where is your mind going? Are you that in love with a 22-year-old?
Maybe. She was in love with the.
Maybe.
She was in love with that chick.
She was in love, but she did hit all the in love check marks though. Like she
Oh,
said,
God. Please.
I wish it wasn't that bitch over me. One, your dick was trash, but 3 tweets later, I'm in love with you. Like these are all that are in love.
Bruh.
But I feel like you should know better by that time. You know what I'm saying? If you're like mid 30s, you should know heartbreak. Like,
Oh my God. Oh my.
you should be able to get over it easier. Nah, but
Come on.
I'm 24 and I know heartbreak. If I'm 32, 34, 36, and I fall in love with a 22-year-old and they do some crazy shit, some other shit, I'd be like, I remember what I was when I was
It's
22.
a little different when that 22-year-old got 22 million.
Yeah.
22.
You know what, guys?
202.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Let's cut the bullshit out. We mad at he's paying?
No,
Are we mad
we're
at
not.
who he paid for?
I don't feel like he should be getting in trouble.
Well, he's not in trouble.
not in trouble. He's a
This is all
man.
this is all court of public
Yeah,
opinion.
no,
Oh, well,
this
ain't
is
nobody-
purely-
yeah.
this is individuals with Twitter fingers saying, "Oh no, it's that gone."
Oh, well,
I didn't see a single negative opinion about Zion. People were like, "Oh,
She wildin'.
got
Like, he
caught.
played the game, yeah.
oh no,
Nah, he was kind of. I mean, he was in love, so I ain't gonna cap. He was.
No, he was.
No, he was. She was like, "Yo, we can retire. I'm gonna retire from my industry. We gonna have kids
He's
together."
22.
But he was telling her like he was trying to egg her on. Yo, we gonna be together.
He's
Nigga,
lying.
I'm gonna say
he
you
was
never-
lying.
Hey,
you ain't never
no.
told a butt naked
Y'all
lie.
see the messages?
You ain't never said you ain't never told a butt naked lie. Be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure. All the time.
We know the
But
game.
What you mean?
But
if
you got-
I'm
bruh.
22 and I'm making 202 mil, I'm lying.
But
Oh, I don't think he
You
was
gotta-
lying though. I think
That's
he,
the thing.
I
You
think his
wasn't
nose
lying.
wide open like that?
I think
He was in that
lying.
pussy.
Okay,
he was.
This is a good point to put parental guidance, parental advisory.
Bruh.
This is
not safe for
This is not safe for kids
Wait.
or our grandparents.
Wait, what kind of-
and maybe our parents too.
What kind of lie
depending.
is that when you lie? Because you trying to get some
I called it a butt naked lie.
butt naked lie. I don't think that was a butt naked lie though.
Yeah, no thanks, no
What
thanks.
is that?
Manipulation.
manipulation.
I wouldn't call it that.
Manipulation
was
is so
paying her, though.
strong. No.
Yeah, he was
like,
paying her.
That
Money is
nigga-
a form of
Oh,
manipulation.
Ba- let's
her
the
job.
real enemy here is
What?
the capitalist.
Her.
Pause.
Oh.
It's the economy that's wrong.
Pause. We should.
All right, man. Fuck. Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
Why are eggs? Why are eggs
Be honest,
$5?
Look, y'all can think to yourself or share with the people watching. What's the number amount and for who? Because let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Valerie K. Let me tell you. If y'all
I don't
know
even
her,
know who that is.
look her up, my boy.
I'm
Valerie K. She can get how many zeros? Is she coming to me or we? It depends. I don't know. Like I dream about it, but like
Say her name. Spell that.
VALEREI
I thought E.
Valerie.
K with 2 Y's.
Y'all niggas is wild with no spell check.
I'm just. It's phonetic. It's phonetic.
Shawty, yeah, she can get a smooth 50 if I got it. She can get a smooth 50 out of me if I got it.
50 mil.
Hold on, we gonna see what show up because
weekend.
Valerie's just,
Pause. What are we doing on camera right now?
Valerie K.
You better not pop nothing,
I'm so disappointed in you, gentlemen.
You crazy.
gentlemen. It was Tay.
I'm disappointed. Nigga, you know how to spell it. I'm disappointed in all y'all.
I
said,
am
"Nigga, you
just
gotta
a man
spell
who
it."
knows how to phonetic. Simeon,
nah.
do you have
You
anyone
said
that
the
you feel
dollar
comfortable
amount?
sharing with?
50,000
I would pay.
for a weekend.
Show it to me. Make sure I got the right.
That's
person.
very interesting, sir.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
You gonna pay 50 for
Flash
that?
the fuck out of that
I went through
camera.
2 quarters at that bitch.
You gotta see her work.
Dr. Umar.
You gotta see her work. You gotta see her art.
I don't know, man. And I think that I probably wouldn't pay for anything.
Oh, okay, we're camping.
nigga.
I'm with the team. We're
Ass.
camping. Hey, me neither.
I might got 10K for Tiana Trump. Just a throat though.
Nah.
Just a throat.
I
Probably.
gotta
It
get
didn't
my
get
bitch.
any better. We did it. We took a break and it did not get any better. There was no resetting, no vowel,
Hey, man.
nothing. All right, so we got 10 for Tiana.
50.
We got 50 for Val. We're not paying anyone.
For
I would
Tiana's
pay.
throat.
I would pay maybe $200
Okay.
for my girl.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, let him land.
To paint my toenail.
Okay, I thought he was about to fun his way out. I'm taking whatever money I'm putting in the stock market. I'm investing in myself and my future.
Bitcoin ass nigga.
God.
Boy, I bet you bet for NFTs, nigga.
I believe in the future.
I know you know. I know you got a
Something
monkey.
like
I don't. I sold it. Last thing before we get out of here, because we have started unhinging ourselves. I do want to talk a little bit about our actual creative careers outside of this. And I want to talk about you all telling people about opportunities where you face some form of adversity.
Yeah.
Whether that be working with people, dealing with external influences that impacted your performance, what you're doing, but opportunities where you've either had to grow or where you had to take it to the chin. And in those moments, what type of person are you like that? Let's keep it high level, brief-ish. Just to make sure we're leaving a little fish hook out, because we're going to talk about this for the remainder of our time together as a podcast of how we deal with this creative space. But giving people a little taste, what are some things that really milk your udders?
For me, creatively, that kind of, you said when I get stuck, like what I do when I get stuck.
Sure. When adversity hits you.
I ain't gonna cap. I'm more of a like I get to myself kind of thing. I sit in my room. Sounds depressing, but I sit in my room, just kind of just figure shit out. I think about the good, the bad, the ugly, goddamn all that shit, and shit. Hopefully, I get something good out of it. And if I don't, I kind of dwell in it for a little bit longer until I get out of it or I forget about it. Honestly.
Do you have creative blocks? Like, have you had a moment where you're like, I hit a block?
It's more so of, you can call it a block. It's more so me just not being more confident and knowing what I want certain things to look like, and
Gotcha.
kind of like just achieving that look every time kind of thing. That's pretty much it.
Valid. Sim?
I think I wrestle with the professional versus the amateur, which perforated my conscience when I was like freshman year of college, where the professional writes when they don't want to, and the amateur writes when they have inspiration. And I wrestle with that, where it's like, this is the battle. It's like, I don't have inspiration. I'm staring at my computer screen. I'm staring and the words aren't coming. And as much as I want to force it, I also understand that there is going to be some backtracking here, because I'm no genius. Of course, whatever I write during that forcing period, as much of a foundation as it sets, it's still going to have some impurities in it. And it's like, do I want, it's the balancing act of, do I want to wait for there to be a pure source of concrete to set this foundation, or do I want to go back later and try to chisel out all those impurities and still second guess myself? And I'm still wrestling with that as far as my creative outlet. I think at this present moment, I choose the inspiration because it still works. You know, I read a case study of, what's his name? Stephen King and George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin, one of the most famous authors in American book selling, writes on inspiration. That's why he has a lot of delays in his books. Whereas Stephen King writes every day, churns it out like a machine, but they're still both respected in pop culture, and they still both have many media conglomerates itching for their next release. And so it's like, which wins? And that's what I'm battling with right now.
He said the RR. That's kind of like how black folks say Samuel L. Jackson. That L is supposed to be his middle initial, but we just rock out. I think the biggest thing for me is battling writing what they want to hear versus what I have to say. I think a lot of times in the world of trends, it's easy to kind of get wrapped in, oh, this sounds good. People are drawn to that. But you eliminate your uniqueness when you try to feed what they want to hear versus what it is you have to say. Even though I dropped the class, that was still probably one of the most potent pieces of information I got from Miss, we can bleep this out, Miss Bell, when we were in our English class. She was like, people write with, I have to say something versus having something to say. So that's something I constantly go back and forth with. And in places of adversity, I kind of just lean on my toxic upbringing. There's no such thing as adversity. And I don't know if that's going to benefit me in the long haul, but when it's adverse, I try to be stronger than it. And I'm rugged and lovable because of it.
Sounds like you all have pretty important lived experiences. Well, thanks, guys. Hey, it's a pleasure. Hey, always a pleasure sitting with y'all on the couch. Pleasure hanging out with you all today as well. And go ahead and get up out of here. But
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, man, I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Your screens are precious to us. This has been the Floating Minds. Thank you for floating with us.
Nigga.
body, girl, we won't make it to this party if you keep looking how you looking, baby. I'm gonna need you on me. She stepped out the shower.